Meanwhile, Dan Ashworth secured Euro and stopped him going to Real Madrid. De Ligt and Mazraoui from Bayern Munich. Xerxes and Ugarte. Actually looks like the best piece of business Newcastle did was getting $2 million out of United for Dan Ashworth.
And have I done? And we've just kidnapped the football here at St James's Park and put it in the back of the net. Oh, you know, it's terrible. Oh my goodness me.
For the first time since 1930, Newcastle United has completed a league double over Manchester United. We are now on course to obtain Champions League football, and it's in our hands to do that. Massive start to the week for us, and of course, due to the fact it was against Manchester United, there's a lot of baggage behind the scenes, a lot of content creators over the years who have been putting a lot of negative comments about Newcastle, and today in this video, we're going to bring them back. We're going to show you the reactions from some of these fan channels across from the weekend. And of course, speaking as a fan channel, Manchester United probably has the biggest range of content creators in the world. So we're just going to see what I have to say. We're going to get through it all in this video. And it's a bit of a different type of video. So if you guys enjoy this sort of thing, let me know. We can do this for a few of the games this season. It's not every single match. For example, of course, we play Crystal Palace on Wednesday. I'm not going to be doing this type of video after the Palace game. So again, and some of the bigger fixtures, if this is the sort of thing you like, let me know. The easy thing we could have done in this video is to target one individual who I've already done a video about last week. But you know what? We're not going to do that. We've got other people I want to talk about. And we're going to start off with what has to be one of the most outdated videos I've ever seen towards Newcastle United.
Oh, Dickie boy, you're absolutely right. Let's have a look how it went down at Newcastle. So they signed Lewis Hall for about £28 million. Lewis Hall, oh, right now, okay, what absolute young, up-and-coming 19-year-old phenom is Lewis Hall? Well, they had him there last season, they played him 8 times. And they paid £28 million for him.
I mean, the video so far has got off to a bit of a questionable start. Even back when we first signed Lewis Hall, why are people criticising £28 million? Like, yes, he played 8 times for Chelsea, fair enough, but he was class in those 8 games for Chelsea, and we knew 19 years old he'd be bringing in a fantastic left back. I don't understand why £28 million is a massive talking point or a negative towards Newcastle, because even at the time, I still feel like it was a quality purchase.
Whereas United have just paid, what? Is it 12 for Mazraoui? Yep, 28, yep, okay. All right, cool. Who else did they sign? A Greek fella whose name I'm not even going to try and pronounce, who's clearly going to be, what, 3rd choice? For 20 million. Shrewd. And then they signed William Masula for about 10. And then they brought in Lloyd Kelly. Me either. And then John Ruddy. He's 37 now. Not quite the best window they've ever had. Meanwhile, Dan Ashworth secured Euro and stopped him going to Real Madrid. De Ligt and Mazraoui from Bayern Munich. Xerxes and Ugarte. Actually looks like the best piece of business Newcastle did was getting $2 million out of United for Dan Ashworth. They got the best of the deal that then, didn't they? Screwed us right over.
The amount of gaslighting in that video is insane. The amount of, let's big Manchester United up, let's make Newcastle United sound as bad as possible. The video is so biased. Now, in terms of timing, of course, it is badly timed now. Newcastle's window at the time, obviously in our point of view, wasn't great. The Greek goalkeeper, for example, we had to spend £15 million on that guy just so we didn't get a points deduction. We signed Vlachodimos from Nottingham Forest. They signed Eddie Anderson from us. 2 heavily inflated prices. We don't get a points deduction. They don't get a points deduction. That's why that sign happened. John Woody's just there to be a training ground goalkeeper, really. Usula hasn't quite kicked on yet, but again, £15 million, not that bad. And obviously Lewis Hall, we talked about before. Wasn't a great window from us, but wasn't that bad either. I definitely don't think it's as bad as he made it out to be. Dan Ashworth, listen, that's the guy you guys have sacked, by the way. You've spent money, gave Newcastle money, and then you've sacked the guy. So Dan Ashworth's not even at Manchester United anymore. And you talk about the signings he brought in. I mean, let's be honest, none of them are properly taken off of Manchester United. I mean, Xerxes was all right yesterday before he got injured. I don't think Euro was the worst player I've ever seen. But again, considering the hype and attention you guys gave these signings when they came in, none of them has took off at all. And the right back, don't even get me started on the right back compared to Lewis Hall. It was crap yesterday. But yes, that was a bad, outdated message. I'd love to hear that guy's opinions now, because he would not be as smug and as arrogant as he was initially in that TikTok video a year ago. But let's bring you to the game yesterday. First off, we're going to show you the Manchester United reaction to the equaliser at St James's Park.
Joe, get in! 1-1! We'll have that! We'll have that! We will have that! Get in! Agadoo! Do! Push pineapple, shake a tree. That's it! Lovely goal. Brilliant by Agate. Brilliant by Agate in the midfield. The one-man midfield battles his way through like Russell Crowe in Gladiator. Gets it to Delo, who times the pass brilliantly to Garnacho. And then Garnacho with a bloody good finish as well. That's a good goal. But look at this by Agate.
Garnacho! What a finish, my son! Get in there, my son! And we've just kidnapped the football here at St James's Park and put it in the back of the net! That's right! Alejandro Garnacho holding Newcastle United to ransom here! Oh, you want top 5? Do you want top 5? Well, you better give us what we want then! Get in there, my son! Yes! Garnacho, my son! Yes, man! That's what I'm talking about! Finally! A bit of quality from the youngster! Yes, mate! Look at this one! It's a lovely finish, to be fair, that.
Got a chance here now. Delo gets it to Garnacho. First touch is good. Strike! 1-1. Garnacho with a brilliant finish. Lovely stuff. Really good counter-attacking football by Manchester United there. Delighted for Garnacho. Really am. Getting a lot of criticism lately. And it's good to see for a young kid like that getting a goal for himself and building a little bit of confidence. He may inevitably leave in the summer. We don't know yet. But it's good to see him getting on the score sheet and he deserves it.
Overlap. Right, Garnacho. Just give Garnacho.
Garnacho.
Take a touch and shoot.
Garnacho.
Yes! What a goal! What a goal! What a goal! That's the Garnacho we want to see.
Do you know what I said?
Tell you what. Oh,
you know what I said about being surprised that they actually scored? Yeah. That was the perfect example of we couldn't believe it went in. Couldn't even believe it went in. It's surprised.
And then you see stuff like that, and that's what makes you go, well, Garnacho, you've got a bit. Like you know what I mean?
Come on.
Go on.
Come on.
Go on, Dallo. Garnacho. Shoot.
Yes!
Well done.
Brilliant play by Ugarte.
Brilliant.
And the lot playing the ball at the right time.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. 1-1.
Totally against the run of play. But we don't care.
We don't care.
But we don't care.
We don't care.
Let's start off with Mark Goldbridge, of course, Manchester United's biggest content creator. I'm probably one of the biggest football content creators in the world. There was over 60,000 people watching him live yesterday at once. Over 60,000 people that have decided, no, we're not going to watch the game on TV. We're going to tune in and watch Mark Goldbridge watch the game. And you have to say, a very impressive numbers. I mean, that's probably the best in terms of any football content creator in the world in terms of getting people to watch him. And, I mean, you see there, for example, obviously Mark Goldbridge, he celebrates the equaliser, and he seems like quite a sound guy. I've met him once before. He's decent enough in person, but I always kind of feel like, especially with Mark Goldbridge, and to be fair, not just him, we'll see it again in a bit, but for our content creators as well. I don't know what it is. I don't really like these watch-alongs where it's almost someone, I guess, playing a counter, someone that's overreacting now. I think Goldbridge, he's hilarious, he's a funny guy, but I think he's also a massive overreactor. Now, I don't think a normal football fan would react like that in person. I think, obviously, he's live, he has an audience, he knows he has an audience watching him. He's kind of just reacting to be entertaining rather than giving a genuine reaction, if that makes any sense. And again, it might sound to be personal towards Mark, but a lot of people do this. It's not just Mark, but again, I'm not really a fan of these sort of, I guess, reactions where it's like, oh my God, we've conceded a goal. Like, you get what I mean? Like, he's just overreacting. And speaking of which, we'll put on one of the examples now of when Newcastle made a 4-1.
Off with your Robin Hood celebration, you slippy twat. I just can't believe that. He falls, Mazraoui slips over, and then, I mean, it's, what is Lindelof? The Iceman? The snowman? No, you know what? Amrin may as well have turned up with a big bag of snow, stuck a carrot in it, and said, that's Victor Lindelof. He's like a statue. I know Mazraoui slips, but what is Lindelof doing? Oh, Bienda's just lost his place. That's the end of that, then. Fuck that. That's the end of Anana back in goal, then. That's it. Done. He's just lost it. Audition over.
Yeah, as I said before, I mean, Mark Goldbridge is a funny guy. Don't get me wrong, it's hilarious. We all react to him. It's hilarious seeing that. But again, like, he's just putting on, isn't he? I think he is, to be honest. But if that makes him a ridiculous amount of money, and obviously hundreds of thousands of people want to watch it, then who can blame the guy? But yeah, I don't know what you guys think about it. I'm always a bit kind of touch and go with these sort of watch along channels, and some of them, I think some of them are sound. I think Tomb of You, for example, is a really good example at Newcastle United, where it's somebody that is actually quite genuine. His reactions are genuine. Obviously, he's angry when we concede, and he's happy when we score, but he comes across as authentic, and I don't think our people do, without trying to throw shade and Goldbridge, because I'm going to show you an even worse example now of somebody who has that bit of a disingenuous reaction to the game.
Garnacho! What a finish, my son! Get in there, my son! And we've just kidnapped the football here at St James's Park and put it in the back of the net! That's right! Alejandro Garnacho holding Newcastle United to ransom here! Oh, you want top 5? Do you want top 5? Well, you better give us what we want then! Get in there, my son! Yes! Garnacho, my son! Yes, lad, that's what I'm talking about! Finally! A bit of quality from the youngster! Yes, mate! Look at this one! That's a lovely finish, to be fair, that!
I've never seen this guy before. To give you a bit of context, I've basically watched like a reaction video where it's like all the Manchester United content creators coming out from the game. I've never seen this guy before, but what the hell is going on here? My first impression of him is actually just watching this video here. I don't know what's going on in the background. He's very happy Garnacho scores, but there's a bit too much going on here. So they're giving the benefit of the doubt. He might have just been happy in the moment. So let's see how things are when Bruno wrapped the game up.
Oh, shit! Alte Bayenda! Oh, goodness me! We've got Andre Onana in goal without even having Andre Onana in goal! We can't find a decent, solid keeper! It's the same thing again! Impartial job from our goalie! Oh, shit! Look at this, he's passed it out straight into the... What's happened here? It's a sharp job by Alte! Oh, this is what happens when you sit on the sidelines all season, watching Andre Onana as your inspiration. Of course you're going to catch some of that flubber hand disease at some point.
That definitely adds to my point from earlier. Like, this guy, I never met him in real life. I don't know much about him, but I'm willing to bet he's not like that when the camera's not rolling. If he's out in the pub, for example, and he's watching a game of football, he's definitely not going to react like that. I think he is putting on a bit. But again, if people enjoy just seeing mental reactions and so be it. But yeah, listen, Manchester, they were always going to lose the game. They got a massive game on Thursday. Of course, Europa League that quite literally dictates their season. I think if anyone betted on Manchester United actually beat Newcastle yesterday, it would have just been on a different planet, because there was no way Newcastle wasn't going to do well, especially, of course, with the unfortunate fact that Eddie Howe is in hospital. The players were always going to turn up for him. Jason Tindall and the coaching staff were always going to turn up for him. And a reaction like that is just disingenuous. Like, that's not a real reaction. Surely not. Again, it's his channel. You can do what you want with it, but it's definitely a bit weird.
What is he doing? What the f*** is Bayenda doing? What are you doing? 4-1. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because...
Don't laugh, man. Seriously, what are you laughing for?
I am laughing, Saeed.
It's not laughable, man.
It is. It's laughable. We are laughable. One thing we are
It's not laughable, man. No, man.
It is.
Laughable.
It is laughable.
Stop laughing at this shit, man. It's 4-1, man. Are you all right?
It is laughable.
It's not laughable, man.
Manchester United are laughable. Get that into your head.
Nah, man. This is a joke,
We are
man.
laughable. We are a joke.
I see all the Newcastle fan. I'm only 24. A lot of you guys watching this video would have remembered Man U in the 90s and before then, but just seeing reactions like that now, I used to remember towards the end of the early 2000s, start of the 2010s, Sir Alex Ferguson, Man U, I was terrified of playing them. Newcastle got back in the Premier League, I was bricking it. Every time we came across Manchester United, they were a scary team to play against. So to see a reaction like that, I can't lie, in a bit of a bias here, but I'm kind of happy to see that reaction now. Manchester United have had their time. Even in the last 10 years, they've had an unbelievable fall-off. But even then, they've still won like a few major honours. They've still won a lot more than we have. They've still won a lot more than most of the other teams have as well. However, I'm kind of glad Man U dropped off a bit. Not that I dislike the fans or anything like that, but I just want to see Newcastle do well. I want to see different teams do well. And I like the Premier League when it's more competitive. And I know I can say that. And City have dominated over the last 10 years. But they haven't dominated this season. It's great seeing a more competitive league and see teams like Forest do well, see us do well, see Villa do well, Brighton, you've got Bournemouth, teams that have done well in patches this season. We like a more competitive league, and we can do well by making sure these other teams don't do well. So to see a reaction like that, have to say my childhood was ruined by Manchester United at times. So to see that happen now is a bit of a chef's kiss in my point of view.
Now, you talk about Andre Onana's mistakes, and I said it to you before the game, lads. Altay Bayinder's been blown way out of proportion, and he's proved why here. It's a huge blunder by Altay Bayinder. And we're talking about Onana, being dropped because of a bad performance last week. I mean, this is an absolute howler from Bayinder.
To give you an example there, that's a much better Manchester United reaction. Again, that seems like a genuine bloke that's just sitting at the TV watching the game. Not got a massive pants-line reaction when they concede, but seems a bit more laid back. Knows that Man U's been well beaten here, and to be honest, coming out from the game yesterday, I said it in the reaction, I say it again here. I've never been less awesome in my life to beat Manchester United. It was the same feeling when I was down there at the away match. I mean, I dressed up as a mouse for the game. I knew we were going to win the game before we even got into it. I remember coming away from the two games and I don't feel like arse about beating them anymore. And again, it's astonishing the fall off of Manchester United, but the team that's a bottom half team this season, it doesn't feel like an accomplishment beating them. And Newcastle have just been a much better team in both matches. We have a much better squad. The club's in a much better financial situation. Manchester United, of course, have such a bigger worldwide fan base and have such a huge amount of money that they have in this club itself. But Newcastle is much better off financially in terms of actually being able to progress, being able to move on. Manchester United's got ridiculous amount of wages on their players. They've got a lot of players that just aren't good enough. They've got a coaching team and a manager that doesn't really know how to improve Manchester United. They've got the ownership where it's divided all over the place and the club is just in tatters. It is an absolute mess. So the see Newcastle do well now. The see Newcastle competing on all fronts now. And the see Newcastle do well against a team like Manchester United. And of course, in this video, to see kind of a fan reaction like that, it's a good laugh. It's a good laugh from our point of view, but of course, it's horrible in our point of view. So they need to sort it out. In terms of this video, though, let me know what you think about it. It's a bit different today. Obviously, going forward in future ones, like to Chelsea, for example, we still got Arsenal this season. Like, if you want to see this sort of thing, do let me know, because again, there's a lot of content creators at these bigger clubs who would love to react and just have a laugh. And obviously, for any of the Manchester United content creators that may be watching this now, the video is just a laugh. Like, don't take anything seriously here. I'm just reacting to what people have said about Newcastle on social media. So let me know your opinions down below. Take care now, and we will see you all in the next one.